Yo, yo, yo. You know when you hear the voice, you made the right choice. It is your boy in the building, Frank Nitty, with another episode of the Texans on 3 late night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us on this late night on Saturday night. It's raining and pouring out there, so you ain't got nothing to do but sit back with the crew and listen to us talk about the Texans and other things. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that boy Will too, man. You know what I'm saying? That boy got paid. I'm pretty sure the sun is shining on him no matter what the weather looks like outside tonight. But I know if I'm here, you know what I'm saying, I gotta have my guys in the building with me. Hey, shout out Pat, man. Pat not here with us tonight, but he's here with us in spirit. And we give a shout out to you out there in podcast land. You know what I'm saying? We hope you're doing well. But I want to bring up my guy. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Larry Payton. Always here to represent, you know what I'm saying, and hold it down for us on the Texans on 3. And you already know if we in the building, man, we got to have a killer with us, man. We got to. Hold on, where he went, man. Like, soon as I give my boy the shout out, he disappeared. But anyway, man, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Texans on 3 time. Shout out to T. Jones, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to wife, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the whole bull ring, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all about to be tapping in a few minutes and chilling with us on this rainy night. But other than that, though, man, Doc, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about, we got a defensive end that, not only I feel like, not only did, it was a good thing that Will got paid. I feel like, his locker room, his presence in the locker room, I think is what also got him that money because, it seemed like a lot of people, I've been in these comment sections of, the NFL and the ESPN and even Adam Schefter, and some people, didn't feel like he may have been deserving. They wasn't understanding of Will's work, you know what I'm saying? And people was, pulling out tape for him. Hey, shout out to everybody who was pulling out the tape and the proof and, showing the receipts that we got a beast on the edge and we gonna have him here for a few more years. And my favorite part about it, and then I'm gonna land right here, is that the no trade clause, man. I think that really says something. That no trade clause. Hey, man, we got Killer in the building. There you go. Killer.
What's happening?
Killer. Hey, so check it out.
Killer Cal. Bow wow.
Hey, so Killer, man, we sitting up here talking about Will Anderson and Will getting that pay. And I was bringing up specifically about the no trade clause. I think that holds a lot of weight. And I don't think that was just based on some, hey, I'm getting paid so much that, I want to have a no trade clause. I think that, Will wanted to, make sure that, he's let me ask y'all this question. Do y'all think he did that because he wants to ensure that he stays in Houston, or he wants to control that if something goes, awry or whatever, or that he would, that he would have control of where he goes? Because I feel like that's what Deshaun Watson, his no trade clause was kind of based on him controlling where he wanted to go. What do you feel about that, Killer?
Man, looking at the contracts that the Texans already have and the contracts that they possibly have to pay, it's just one of those things that's saying that I want to start my career and I want to finish my career here. And if I don't, it's going to be up to me. So for them to even put that language in there, like that's part of the business. And I applaud him for even just looking out for him, because a team can tell you that they love you all day long, but they have the rights to the divorce and the divorce attorney and the settlement. You have no choice in that. But with that no trade clause, it's like, hey, if we get a divorce, then I have a say so on where I want to go. You can't divorce me and then I get deported. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I got I got a right to go where I want to go. If not, then I'm a knock that trade down. So, I applaud the young fella, man.
Most definitely. But how you feel about that, Doc?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more leverage for the player. He is a franchise player, and this is signifies that he and the organization will be tied together until they both agree that it's time to move on. It won't be one directional. I think this is only like the fourth time that the Texans have had a no trade clause. So it's awesome for a player like that. And I don't think the news was that surprising. Um, the fan base, especially, all knew that was deserving of the extension, and that it was going to happen. And I'm gonna go on record. CJ will get his extension. It may not be right now, but he'll get it. But Will's play demands that it's time for him to get paid, and he's locked up for the next 5 years.
Hey man, I think that that's something. I mean, I wasn't planning on speaking on that, but I mean, you threw that in there. I gotta speak on it. Are you sure about that? That or
Sure
are you
about
just saying that you think CJ should get paid, or do you think he will? Like, how sure about it that you think that he will?
I am as sure as I can be about a quarterback. We've only had three franchise quarterbacks in this franchise history, and CJ Stroud is everything that the organization could want, um, on and off the field. And he had a bad couple of games in the playoffs. His contemporaries have played much worse and got deals. And let's not forget that he has a super agent in Dave Mulligella. And before I move on to that, let me give a shout out to Nicole Lynn, who is Will Anderson's agent, who is based out of Houston. She got a bunch of Alabama players like Quentin Williams and Jalen Hurts. But give it up to a sister who is changing the league, from an African American woman standpoint in football.
Let's give her a round of applause, most definitely.
Isn't she under the tree of
She's
that
with Clutch Sports.
Plus Sports? Yeah, that's what it is.
Now,
She's
now
with Clutch Sports.
I know you said it earlier, Doc, but I kind of missed it. Kind of want you to repeat it. What do you think a CJ Stroud deal looks like? And my part two to that question is it a deal that you think that he's going to be proud of? Do you think he's going to get overpaid? Is it going to be like something that reflects his pay or what?
No, I think the market dictates franchise quarterbacks getting paid. I think the way the NFL works, that whoever's turn it is, they automatically become the highest paid in history until the next one takes place. But what I predict is that soon after Bryce Young's get his extension, CJ will get his for a few $1 million more, and the Texans will go on about that business. Um, his play is exaggerated for how poorly he played in those two primetime playoff games. But he is what you want in a franchise quarterback. He's got all the skills. His confidence has been shaken, but let's see what happens when the offense makes a step up. I'm not convinced that we have done everything that's needed thus far for the offense, but we're making steps towards an improved offense.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You
You
can't.
mentioned about the money. I think right now he's sitting at least no lower than 55 a year, and depending on when he signs it, it can get up to about 65, I believe. Because Dak is leading the league right now at 60 per. Um, but his contemporaries like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, um, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, A couple more guys are right there around 53, 55 million a year.
Okay. I got to be honest, man. I would wait, but I know what you're saying though. I know what the team's gonna do. They're gonna pay him because, and I heard some people saying that, hey, pay him now so you don't have to pay him that much if he has a great season. But I think what people don't realize is that he's gonna get that type of money anyway. And I think that's kind of what bothers people is that he's gonna get that type of money now. Like it's gonna be the deal that y'all would have said that if he would have came out this year and we went to the championship game and y'all would have been like, oh man, they finna really pay him. That's probably 9 times out of 10 what this deal is about to look like. So he's gonna get paid. I don't think the Texans put him out there to, because a lot of these deals are about the players' confidence and the team showing how they feel about you, to the world. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I would give him that deal that would fall somewhere nowhere in the top 10. I wouldn't have him in the top 10 at all. But I understand how football works, and that's what they're gonna do. I believe that that's what they're gonna do. And we're just going to end up in one of those. Let's pray we don't end up in one of those situations like Miami, because this is the reason why I really thought they weren't going to pay him, because of what happened with Tua. You end up giving a player that type of contract, and then you got all this money hanging up if that person choose to, leave. But we riding with CJ, man. Ride or die, man. Like this is
well, you got players like Kyler Murray. I think Jordan Love may have won one. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has won. Joe Burrow had the Super Bowl run, so he's deserving. Dak got 2 playoff wins. If you are Nitty, if you're the agent of CJ Stroud, and we coming to the table and you telling me I can't be top 10 and I got 3 playoff wins and the highest paid quarterback by year is Dak and he has 2 playoff wins over 11 years. You think David Mulligetta is going to sit back and let the Texans put that deal on the table and they're going to accept it? It ain't going to happen. So what's going to happen is the game to be played is Bryce was drafted, number 1. Bryce signed his deal first. And then David Mulligetta is going to go to the table and say, okay, let's look at postseason success. Let's look at regular season success. If Bryce is worth this much, then what is this guy worth?
Hey, and there, that's what he got.
That's how the game is played. That's what the game is played.
They got him. No. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, you should be an agent, because that's
how the game is played.
That's a hell of a vice right there, man. Like, because you're right. And think about how North Carolina feels about Bryce right now. They are riding high on him. They like, hey, Bryce might be the one because he's finally coming into what he's supposed to be. So they about to pay that dude. And so CJ is gonna get more than him, man. And that's he earned it, y'all. Like, let's be honest, he earned it. But at the same time, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna keep on saying this. People say I'm gonna die on this. No, I'm gonna live on this. I think that CJ last year, after he came back from those concussions, the concussion, that he was not right all the way. I believe that he was still suffering symptoms from that concussion because he was a totally different guy. He was totally different to us, and we watch him. We seen that he was making some uncharacteristic mistakes. This was not how CJ plays, and that's why we were so mad, because it seemed like he fell off a damn cliff. But that's not what it is. I believe that when they brought him back, because there were signs of this happening last year too. After he came back from that Jets concussion, it just seemed like when he comes back from concussions, he'd be a little foggy a little bit. And maybe this last one, which it did look like that was worse than all the ones he's had. That hit in that Denver game was crazy. And you bring him back and, bro throwing picks. His throws are a little bit late. His decision he's not making those snappy decisions like he normally do. And so, or how he normally, so I think that's what it was. So I'm gonna give him that pass, man. Go ahead, pay him the money. protect him, and let's not him ball, man. That's what I say.
Yeah, his deal is gonna. If Bryce gets 60, he's probably gonna get 61. If Bryce get 58, he's probably gonna get 59. I mean, it's just gonna be just a little bit
I know
more
they're gonna pay him
based on playoff
more
success.
because of his success. They got and playoff success is what it's all about. So if they pay Bryce 60, they're gonna give CJ 65.
I don't think it'll jump that high because I think Mulligetta is going to be like he'll be sensible about it because Mulligetta got to save face for future clients. He got to go when he's going in and trying to negotiate another college player to sign with him. He has to say, if you show and prove, I'm going to get you the money. This is what I've done. You can't have a player on your roster that was drafted number 2 and have more success in the playoffs than the number 1 draft pick. And me as an agent, I couldn't get more money from that team. Then another agent is going to come right behind him and say, hey, he offering you this. Well, how he's going to offer him that when CJ is 3-3 in the playoffs? So I mean, and then they're going to talk about they running attack was 29th. They had one of the worst line. Well, their line wasn't one of the worst, but CJ was only sacked 23 times last year. But it wasn't a great line. Running back room was, it was in flux. So David Mulligetta is just going to play the game. It's going to be the long game. So whatever Bryce make, CJ is probably going to make just a tilted just a little bit more because it has to be on record that CJ makes more. And I think, it has to be on record. And that's what keeps Mulligetta one of the great agents.
So realistically, Doc, what do you think Bryce gets?
Yeah, I mean they're in the same ballpark. The going rate, I think the last QB to get signed was Purdy. I want to say Purdy's at 53.
Something like that.
Anything over that, let me look up Purdy, but I would suspect Bryce probably comes in at 58, 59. And to Cal's point, CJ eclipsed him by a couple of mil.
Nitty, don't be surprised if Bryce come in at 59, Mulligetta's gonna get him $1 million past Dak.
And by the way, Bryce's agent is also Nicole Lynn.
Oh, she ain't playing no games.
Hey man, so we watching this Bryce thing real close, man. But let me
Purdy is sitting at 53 a year. He had
53.
Let's talk about
only 100 guaranteed though.
Doc, let's talk about this wheel and I started the show off saying that it's a beautiful thing to have him back up. And knowing, the presence that he is on the field, and not only that, in the locker room. So when you look at his deal, I know that it was something that you wanted to bring up earlier. Is it cool to bring that up now?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Shout out to our guy Texans Cap, who does a lot of work in the Texans fan sphere, and I think is officially on the staff at overthecap.com. But a few days before the Texans made it official, Over the Cap had put this out there about projection about Will Anderson's 3-year, $150 million extension. And he was spot on. I'm sure that he'll be doing an update in the coming days once the NFLPA releases the official numbers. But he has a real close allocation of how the funds will work. Since Will is entering his 4th year under his rookie deal, the Texans picked up his 5th-year option. This extension basically makes it a 5-year deal with them, with the guarantees being at about $135 million.
Hey, I know his family. Oh, I mean, I know his sisters. Like, I just know they are elated to, like, that's generational wealth right there. And Proud of that young guy, man, and hopefully pray that he have a lot more success out there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good deal, man. I think that he's deserving of it. That window though, y'all. The window. I think we have to go ahead and try to win now in the next 3 years, because really the next 2, we got to squeeze 2 Super Bowls out of the next 3 years, because when you got these big contracts on your team like that, man, this is when that draft becomes serious, and it's funny that we can segue right off of that. The draft, is coming up this week. Man, it's been a long time coming, and we're finally here. I mean, this week is finally about to be upon us, and it's about to be a lot of news going back and forth about this and that. Man, I've been hearing about. Did y'all hear about the quarterback that John Gruden had on his show previously? I don't know his name.
Alan Green.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness, bro! Just listening to this guy's combine, his measurements and how fast he ran. I think it was a 4.3 something, and they say he's exactly has the same measurements, and I think he graded better than Calvin Johnson. And so they asked him would he be willing to be a quarterback, and he was like, be a wide receiver if they needed it, and he was like, no, I'm a quarterback. He said, I know what I am. That's what I'm a play as. But I'm like, man, I know when he get on that field, wherever he can get in and fit in is where, what I'm saying, he's going to play. But I think he'll be a dope gadget player, and I just hope the Rams don't draft him, because the Rams getting their hands on a player like that, it'll be crazy. It'll definitely be crazy. But how do y'all feel about
his name?
What's his name again, Doc?
Say again. I missed the question.
What's his name? The guy, the quarterback that we were just talking about.
Talon Green.
Yeah, Talon Green.
Arkansas. Yeah. Gruden was asking him if he would consider switching positions, because the type of athleticism that he puts up is reminiscent of Calvin Johnson at 6'6", running a 4.3 at 235 pounds.
Look, I said the same thing, Philip. I said, damn. And they said that he may go like in later rounds or whatever, right? So he's one of those guys that's getting talked about now that it's getting close to draft. It's crazy how that works, that guys that don't even be in the top 10. I think last year, who was the guy, that wide receiver that went to North Carolina, Taterio, to whatever his name, what is his name?
Ted McMillan.
Yeah, Ted McMillan. Yeah. He just came out of nowhere. I mean, he was doing good at where he was playing, but I think it was Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like all of a sudden, a couple of weeks before the draft, he was in the top 10, and he actually ended up going. So I just think that this is going to be a week of just hearing about all type of guys. Like I just said, the Talon Green, that's a guy that I know if the Texans picked him, like it would just be like, man, what kind of gadgets and all kind of stuff could you do with him? Because he could be crazy at tight end also, if you think about it. Somebody gonna talk him into it.
With Nick Cayley as your offensive coordinator? No.
He gonna be like, nah, what am I gonna be doing out there? Blocking? No, but yeah. I just think that
they got him projected as a 6th-round pick. So that can be anywhere from somebody getting like a little like, hey, he probably can go anywhere from the 5th to be undrafted. Yeah, to have those type of measurements,
they say
his quarterback.
His rushing touchdowns is like even though he's a quarterback, he got rushing touchdowns like a running back. I think he had 35.
Yeah, he probably gets to that next level, and somebody gonna probably convince him that his. And I respect him as being a black quarterback, because
Logan Paul, not Logan Paul. My bad. I can't believe I said that. The guy that's the tight end for the Redskins. I don't know if he still is, but the one that was
Oh
active.
yeah, you talking about goodness.
Was it his
Yeah,
last
he was
name, Logan? Or
from
Paul was his
Virginia.
last name? Wasn't it Paul? I think Paul was his last name.
Logan Thomas
Logan Thomas. And he was a
from Virginia
quarterback that
Tech.
turned tight end all of a sudden. And it took a while. But when he finally decided to do it, it was like easy work for him. But he had
He
already.
wasn't running no 4.3, but
No, he wasn't running the 4.3, but he was getting open. I'm talking about he was a pretty good tight end. But
yeah.
I think somebody should be able to convince somebody. Is there any pick? I know that we talked about your mock last time, Doc. I wish that we could bring it up right now, but I think Patton had something that he put up where his mock was actually the exact mock he said that PFF had put out.
Yeah, I think he did say that in the group chat.
Yeah, he had the Texans taking. I think he had them taking at 28. Caleb Banks,
Mm.
and then he had them taking the Oregon lineman in the second with the second pick. I think it was he had like 4 picks, his first 4 picks up there. But
Craig Nunn, maybe.
yeah, that's who it was. That's exactly who. Brandon say the Rams trading for Stroud next offseason after Stafford retires. That could be something, and that may be why they give him a nice contract. But I just think that they're not going to do that. I think Stroud is going to come in next year. He's going to play good. He's going to do what we expect him to do. He's not going to try to do too much. And I think if we can really get the run game going, which I really think that we will this year, then CJ won't have to do too much. I'm on the board with that now. I remember when there was a time when I was not so on board with CJ just being a game manager, but now, man, we need you to be Alex Smith.
I mean, just a game manager. Like there was several years that Tom Brady was a game manager. Like game manager, people look at it as they look at being a game manager as if it's a bad thing. No, you just managing the game. If CJ was a game manager, we beat New England.
Exactly.
Manage the game. Like you can't throw 4 interceptions in the first half. You have to manage the game. But
do that.
But if I am a game manager and my superior is over me and he's worse than I am, having me on the road throwing 47 times in the rain, then how good can I be? And then tell me just one question, and this is a question for Brandon because he's very active and I love the bull ring. I love what everybody brings. But tell me a Super Bowl team that won the Super Bowl with the 29th or 30th or 30th, like the 29th, 30th rushing backfield in the NFL. Like it just doesn't happen. Like we want to get away from all the other things that this team was and what they lacked in. And the 2 things that they lacked in is a line that could run block and running backs. Woody Marks wasn't it. I'm not going to say he's not it, but he wasn't it last year. And of course, Nick Chubb was not Nick Chubb. And you brought in Joe Mixon to do what he did the year before. And even with Joe Mixon, I challenge you to go and look at that rushing attack for the Texans. Even though Joe Mixon was good, but in totality, that was a bad rushing team. So expecting a quarterback, because we seen Peyton Manning, you can name all the quarterbacks and look at their surrounding cast. And if they didn't have everything around them, or at least some of the pieces, it wasn't going to be successful. Hell, we can look last year back at Patrick Mahomes. When you're missing something, you're not going to be successful. We hope that he can be Superman and put the whole team on his back, but realistically, you can't. If we can't run the ball and run New England out of 2 high safeties where linebackers are just sitting right in the middles at statues, CJ wasn't going to do anything. But we need him to manage the game better than he did. So when everybody want to blame CJ, that's why I don't think that him being traded to the Rams and all that other stuff. Like
You're
CJ is what CJ is what the Texans need as far as like Larry said, on and off the field.
yes.
It that's it.
Like if you look at it, CJ, if you look at when CJ, I want to go back to something, right? I want to go back to week 1, when we had Joe Mixon, when we the first year of Joe Mixon, what year was that? 2024?
Yes.
2024, week 1. We played the Colts that game. That offense was so efficient. CJ was humming out there. It is because of the run game, and everything was running perfectly. You know what I'm saying? It's like a perfectly tuned engine. Everything was running right. Pun intended. I think that once you put CJ in an offense where everything is clicking, like you said, Kill, I'm agreeing with you. If everything's clicking, just like any team, I believe that, Seattle, making it to the Super Bowl had a lot to do with Smith and Jigba, and the scheme that Kubiak had, had them running out there. It allowed them to be free and do what they do, and it was a well ran machine. Soon as CJ is in that position next year, I believe that everything is going to go back to normal. I just think that run game, and that's why I'm glad that we have Montgomery. I have no problem with him being RB1. I watched the highlights. Shout out Patton, but I believe his highlights show something that the Texans kind of are built on, and that's swarm. That swarm that we're looking for on offense, I believe that we have found that in the offensive line and some of the linemen that we've picked up. And I think it's with the running back. With David Montgomery, he presents that running back that's going to run you the hell over. Like, that's just what he's going to do, and he's going to always fight for those extra yards. He's a beast, man, and I just think that, it's good to have him on the team, and I think it's good to have Woody behind him, because they don't look too different, I guess, you know what I'm saying, in body, I guess, you know what I'm saying, pause, but
you say who gonna be behind him?
Oh my goodness, pause on that too. Woody.
No, Woody ain't gonna be behind him. It's gonna be the price of Washington Jr.
Okay, and I totally agree with that. I believe whatever rookie. Sorry, Woody, man. We fuck with you over here on Texans.
We rock with you on third down and out of the backfield.
Yeah, we was running with you like you. So you saying Woody gonna be the new Dare?
No, don't. No, no. I didn't say that. Hey, as my homeboy used to say, watch my mouth, read my lips. I didn't say that, man.
No,
Woody is going to be what Woody was at Mississippi and at USC. We just have to have an offensive coordinator that's smart enough to scheme that up. That's all we need.
Okay. So, Dare was so you saying Dare wasn't the third round? I mean, third down back.
Dare
by default,
you say what?
By default.
Yeah, Dare shouldn't have been getting carries
at all.
No.
Yeah.
But it was 1 year though. Let me tell y'all what I think happened. That was the year, and I think it was the year that Lovey was coach, and I think it was the year before that when Dare was sometime come in and spell for Singletary.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Dare was like completing some third downs. Like he had some nice third down runs and some nice catches to go for third down. Like when it would be like 3rd and 12, like Dare would get that 3rd and 12. Like he would do that. And I think he earned those carries, but he didn't earn more carries, put it like that. He earned carries from the play that he had in the past, but when he got those carries that he earned, he didn't earn more. So, it's I don't think he makes the team this year. And I don't think that kicking, that whole thing that he can kick sometime in the clutch,
You don't need that.
I don't think that keeps Dory here this time, man. I think they say, "Hey, Dory, you got to kick rocks,
But
man." My bad.
Dor is like what 31 years old. Like he's like
You
as a running back, he's exceeded, his running back shelf life. So I mean, he's had a great career. Somebody else might pick him up. Might be on a special team somewhere else, but that's
He go
you
to Green
know, it,
Bay, he gonna turn to a beast. Y'all gonna be like, "Damn!" He gonna be
no,
like,
I'm gonna
"You
be
see
like, no,
that
I'm gonna be like,
Italian chick out there."
I'm gonna be laughing. I'm like, okay, man, look, it's 32 teams, and each team probably have three running backs deep. Dory run so that's 30, 60, 90, 96.
Dory got to be
Dory
better than one of them.
Dory do not rank in the top 100.
Oh my god!
He
mm,
doesn't. That's not a knock on him, but that's just he doesn't. Now, but the flip side is what does he do behind a better line of scrimmage and a better play caller? I don't know. So I'm just judging him on what we've had. So shout out to
yeah,
Dory. Hey, when you see
yeah,
me, just shake my hand. Don't punch me in the face.
Hey, I gave Doris props, man. I'm telling you, I saw him pick up a whole lot of third 12, third 16s, third and
Yeah, a whole lot is a whole. Like, come on, you
no, I'm gonna
exaggerate.
say
A
about
whole
10.
lot.
I seen him do like 10 of them, bro. I can at least say that. And he earned that, bro. He earned them carries. I thought I had faith in Dory. I was a Dory fan, still is, but he didn't earn those extra carries, like I said. So the backfield, I think, like y'all said, will be Montgomery. It will be the whatever rookie running back, and let's just hope that, man. I hope we're not looking stupid, but they have to take a running back, right? They have to, right? Do they leave out of this draft not taking the running back that we would like? You know what I'm saying? Like one of these guys, like they one of them is probably gonna be sitting right there.
I'll let Larry hit this one because I got an answer for that. Go ahead, Larry.
yeah, we hope so. In my mock draft, I had Price sitting there in the second round at 38, and he may even fall where we 59. Um, I think some of the mocks have been indicating that Seattle likes him a lot, so they may even take him at the end of the first round. The truth of the matter is, David Montgomery, the fan base is happy that he's on board, but um, he's not the answer to all of our offensive problems. He can help a lot, but he does not make us an explosive offense. And so we need to keep adding players until we are a threat offensively. And I believe that there's still gaping old man, okay players at tight end and at running back on this current roster where we need an infusion of youth, talent, and speed at those positions.
I
And
told
with that being said, looking at the running back list, of course, we always mention Mike Washington. Mike Washington is 6'1", 230, 223, and he runs a 4.3. Jadarian Price is 5'11", 203. He runs a 4.4. And do not forget Nick Singleton from Penn State. He's 6 feet, 220 pounds, and he runs a 4.3. Nick Singleton has been cleared to start full practices after the broken bone in his foot. So any one of
Yeah.
those three that kind of it changes the speed in the Texans backfield. Getting another back that runs the same speed as Montgomery, and you're not it's not game changers. You need guys that can make one guy miss and turn it up the field and get some positive yardage.
Yeah,
I, I
and
believe
there's a few players that the Texans have brought in, like Adam Randall from Clemson, Moss from A&M. They brought them in for visits. Those are guys that are probably day three picks, but they fit the scheme like Montgomery. So they would challenge some of the backs on the back end of your running back room, like Brandon's talking about Jawar Jordan, who we all love as he entered onto the squad, and I don't think it's over for him. This scheme just doesn't fit him well. The Texans did have success in the game that he started when they
What
ran
do you
mostly
mean? Look, what?
outside zone, but this
Hold on,
is
hold on.
a
I got
this
something.
is
What that mean, nigga?
So what does that mean, Doc? Like you say he doesn't fit the system, but the game that we saw him start, he ran for more yards than any Texans in Texans history. What do you mean?
Yeah, they ran plays that fit him and not the scheme. The scheme is power, duo. You've been hearing a lot of duo. That means they double teaming off the ball. Outside, inside zone means that they're blocking space and they need smaller, more athletic offensive linemen. And we have moved away from that type of scheme. So Jawar Jordan is a better scheme in our previous, it's better fit in our previous scheme under Slowick, who runs the Kubiak Shanahan scheme.
More lateral outside the tackles.
So what you're saying is that game that he performed just last year, where Kaylee was the offensive coordinator, that they chose to go back and run some Slowick plays, and that's why he was successful that day.
Yes. Not Slowick plays, but that scheme just for that week. And if you notice, they went when he came back the next week, they were not running those same plays. They tried to run him in their traditional offense, and he was not as successful.
He's not an inside the tackle running. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And the type
so it
of
wasn't
offense
the defense of the other team that was just, maybe stopping him because they seen the previous game. He acted a dang on fool. So they was like, look, if we gonna do one thing, we stopping Jawar today.
And that's also a factor. I mean, the bigger challenge is, Nitty, is that we have moved away from the athleticism of offensive linemen. We want bulk and power. A perfect example is Laramie Tunsil was a finesse guy. Now we got Erskine that's double his size and strength at that position.
Okay.
All right. Tunsil, when he finished eating, he used a napkin. Erskine used his hands. What's the difference?
It is Doc at a rave. No, man, I got the Rockets in the background. It's just my poor lighting Texans tangent. I got poor lighting.
In a rave.
Poor lighting in my man cave.
Need some house music playing then.
Hey man, I just think that, like I say, I understand what you're saying, that that we move into more power, but I think what we were last year was a mixture of both. I think sometimes we ran power, sometimes we was running the gap scheme. We were doing both last year. So I don't know, man. I kind of agree to disagree, but I think that Jawar could be successful, because if we're looking for a running back, right? Let's just say this. We just were saying that we're looking for a rookie running back to be able to hit home runs, right? And to be able to hit home runs, this is what Jawar Jordan is. His running style is kind of based on just see the hole, cut, get on about your business. And this is what we're looking for in a rookie, with some speed, right? So, I understand the power situation that's lining up right now, because that does look like what our O-line is sizing up to be. But I don't know. I just still feel like, man, Jawar is
well, Nitty, here's the thing that kind of strengthens your point. If the line is getting more physical and more nastier, then those holes just may be there for a guy like that. Because I feel like that the reason why Jawar was successful last year in that one game is because when he took the ball and he was quick through the hole, like he was very quick. Chubb and Woody Marks are not real quick guys through the hole. They don't just totally like you can go ahead and pause it right now. They just don't explode through the hole like that. And you didn't see that last year. So there's a possibility. So here's the thing. And I said, you know, it pisses people off so bad. And I said I wasn't gonna mention his name, but look, man, going into the damn and Larry, that wasn't for you, but when I say his name, you always got something smart to say. Uh in preseason and in training camp, there's gonna be Woody Marks, Jawar Jordan, and I really feel that British Books is gonna have a chance
British
to
books.
to have to say it. For some reason, I don't know what it is about in the Texans world when I mention the players, so many people like really get bothered. Like I was saying that I love number nine, the tight end, Brevin Jordan.
Yeah.
So many people get upset because I like Brevin. I don't give a damn. I like Brevin, but I'm not finna argue for a third wide. I mean, tight end. This is just my opinion of a guy that I see that. Okay, so if I like him, I just like him because he's a player. Guess who else like him and opened up the checkbook and paid him again after another injury? Nick Casario.
Exactly.
So it's not about like you dislike me. I mean, you dislike my opinion about certain players, but I'm just saying I'm looking at a British Brooks who was undrafted free agent and made the team twice. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the second coming of Jim Brown. Damn, I'm not going to argue that point. But what I'm saying is, coming into the training camp, the way that things are going to change, Nick Caley get a second year, Popovich getting a chance to, choose other linemen, and we got three new linemen that's coming in. Let's just see what happens before we just try to write somebody off before training camp even starts. So, that's me on my soapbox. And if you
No,
don't
no.
like it, you can hit me at 976. Some of y'all too young to remember 976 numbers.
9311.
Nah, I agree with your opinion, and people like I've had people say certain things when I bring up certain players, and these players just be people who consistently make the team. What's funny about the whole British Brooks thing is that's how I used to stick up for Dory and stuff, man.
Well, I'm just saying that's the prime example. What you just said about Dory. What you said about Dory, I disagree, but that was your opinion, and I'm not gonna fight you every single time. So you have your opinion, and I'm gonna respect you.
Bro, what the hell wrong with you for even thinking?
Come on, man.
Bro, what the hell wrong with you, bro? If you're dumb, no, it's no. What it is that I understand that I like players for that gave their all on that field for that Texans for that red, white, and blue, and so I'll be like, look, I cut for Dart, but I can honestly say I can't stand. I don't have a leg to stand on, especially after that Rams game in week 1. After week 1, I was already out. I was like, hey, I'm done. Like that was a crazy the way that played out. But anyway, I just look forward to this draft, and like I said, I hope everything pans out like we hope. I think it's gonna be fun. Nick Casario tends to always make it that way. I think what is the average we can say that Casario trades every draft? I think he makes about
every
2
year
drafts at least, right?
Yeah,
he makes two trades. He makes 2 trades.
And he's gonna pick up 2 additional 7th rounders. Like that's just part of his DNA.
Yeah. That's what he going. And so those 7 rounders, does he use? I think he
use them every year. Those are like it's like
who we got in the 7th round last year.
No, it's not who you get. It's who you can. Yeah, Lachey. But it's not who you get. It's who you can take that 7th round and package. Because normally, when teams are trading those, not the 5th round, because people still value that 5th round just a little bit, but the 6th and 7th round is always swaps. And it's always, okay, we're gonna swap 6 round picks, but I'm gonna give you this seventh, and I'm gonna take your seventh next year. It's something like that. And a lot of times people like they don't understand it, but it's still like you have like poker chips, like the smaller poker chips that's not big in value, but I still have chips to play with. So
Mhm.
that's what Casario do. He just kind of play around with those. So if I'm able to make a trade, and just for me having an additional 6 or 7 round pick, say, okay, well, next year we're slated to draft, because we picked up an additional 6 round pick. We say Washington, and so we're gonna be picking six in the 6th round. Well, we'll swap. We'll take your 20th and give you our six, but it give us an opportunity to move up in the 4th round, 10 more spots. It's
Mhm.
just always something crazy like that. So you just gotta that he's gonna trade, but he's gonna pick up additional late round picks because that's what he do.
Mhm.
Like
I
he
just hope.
traded our one of our third round picks this year to trade up in the fourth round last year for Woody Marks.
Right.
Yeah, and these are I think I'm with Doc, man. I'm with the whole F those picks campaign, and I just want him to just like move up, for be aggressive, because like you said, now you got me thinking about Seattle, liking not Love, but the
Right.
other, yeah, Price, and it's like, man, we might have to take Price in the first round.
Yeah,
Price is
I wouldn't be
Price is
mad.
slated, but Price is on some mocks is dropping as low as the 3rd round.
What?
So to move up to the 1st round for Price, like I've seen Price in the 3rd round. I've seen Washington Jr. in the 4th round. Now, not to say that they're going to be there because somebody can value them, but I've seen mocks that had them in the second, third, and the 4th round. So
Yeah, like I sent you guys a list of players who
oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
really wanting on our team. And if I get a combination of two or more of those players, I'm
You
gonna be
got that
happy.
list with you? You got that list shared with the bull ring.
Uh, sure do. I don't. It's too much to text into the bull ring, but
No,
I'll
read it
just
out.
say it quickly. Pipe dream of Jeremiah Love. Realistic, aggressive trade off for Sadiq. The offensive guard from Penn State, Ione, or however you pronounce that. Caden Proctor, who is getting some bad press, but I'd be fine with him. Lumo, who is getting is dropping in the draft, left tackle that I spotlighted in that show from Utah. Max, the tackle from Arizona State. Of course, Price, the running back from Notre Dame. Michael Washington Jr., the running back from Arkansas. Caleb Caleb Banks from Florida. Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. Anthony Hill, the linebacker from Texas. Uh, Rutledge, the guard and center from Georgia Tech. And here's what I really wanted to say. Any lineman, any combination of linemen, either a single, a double, a trio from Iowa or Texas A&M, I'll take any of those offensive linemen. uh, Branch at wide receiver, a gadget. Burks from Oklahoma, who is also a gadget player. And I like the corner out of Texas, Muhammad, who played at Oregon before coming to Texas. That's
Okay.
just 12 to 15 players that I would be very happy if we can come away with one or two of them.
Okay, good
Mm.
list, man.
Pretty
Good
good
list.
list. Yeah, real good list.
So, anybody's particular for you, Killer?
The name that's being thrown around on the internet today is and of course if Draft Glove was here, he's gonna shoot it down. But he's from Ohio State, tight end, Max Clare, 6'4", 246, runs a 4.7. They said he previously played at another college. I can't remember what they said. So that's one of the tight ends that's not going to go. Like if you don't get a Sadiq, but you have other tight ends that are pretty good route runners, but combination blockers, you're probably going to want to look off into that. And then shout out to Jason Braddock. Jason Braddock had posted something, and I briefly read it. I should have had it here with us, but I think it was Jonathan M. Alexander had said something to the point that don't be surprised if the Texans take a defensive tackle. Reason being is because, and I got this kind of convoluted, but it's a scheme. The Texans ran the fewest, I think it was double high safeties or something like that. It's because
two
high safeties. And so one thing that I want to say, and this is the beauty of Nitty and Patton giving me an opportunity to be on this show. And I thank y'all all the time. But a lot of times I say stuff and people think that when it comes to the Twitter world, it's almost like I say, well, yeah, I said that and it's like nobody believed me. But I said before last year's draft, and it's on one of our recorded shows. I've been saying, and Nitty, you remember this, DeMeco Ryan does not have his defensive tackles. And remember, me and Patton was talking about we probably get one of those defensive tackles from Philadelphia, if you remember that. So we kept saying that he don't have his defensive tackles. Now, if you get a defensive tackle that commands a double team and has pass rushing ability from the interior, what that does for Will and Daniil on the outside. So I've said this before last year's draft, and now it looks like that because of the 30 players that they bring in, they brought in a lot of players. You got, you got the guy from Ohio State, McDonald. You got Peter Woods from Cleveland, from Clemson. So there are players out there. And let me say this, and this is for the recorded show. Nitty, when was the first time that you heard Tommy Togiai mentioned?
Shoot, every time that you brought him up.
I brought him up on this show several times before he even got rotational play last year. But if I bring that up, people say, nah, you just jumping on the bandwagon. I'm like, no, I like who I like, and I'm not going to change. So if I like Brevin Jordan, I like British Brooks, I like Togiai, I like Nico Collins, I'm not doing it just to pick out a player and just say, I like him because he's an underdog. No, I just feel like they have talent. So I'm saying that it will be a tight end, it will be a running back, and don't be surprised if that first pick is a defensive tackle because some of those linemen are still going to be there in the second and the third round.
I can concur with that.
To Cal's point, I have that tweet that he was referencing up about DJ Bieniemy.
Okay.
Jason Braddock put out a little clip that Bieniemy says that a player in the interior at defensive tackle would allow DeMeco Ryan's defense to play more light boxes. It says with light boxes, the Texans can keep two high safety shell to protect against explosives in the passing game. Houston had the fifth fewest snaps with light boxes against the run, as it preferred neutral, meaning base, or loaded boxes, according to Next Gen Stats.
There you have it.
So basically, he don't want to play that fifth lineman. He started running that 52 monster to cut down on teams being able to run on them.
Yeah, when I play man, that's actually the defense that I run naturally. So that's crazy. Like, that mean I was already, you know what I'm saying?
Ahead of the curve.
Exactly, man. So, I guess, yeah, we about at that hour mark, man. Is there anything that you guys want to bring before we get ready to shut down and I get a shout out to everybody in the bull ring?
Yeah, Space Age is asking our thoughts about a edge rusher from named Malachi Lawrence. I think he's from Central Florida. I haven't watched him a lot, but from what I hear, especially from people in the Texans fan community, like Stressens said that he brings a swarm mentality. Um, I think that edge rusher is a position that needs to be addressed at some point, but not really early.
What
But
what
if
is
he
his
fits
name?
Malachi Lawrence, I think he's from South Florida or Central Florida.
You gotta say he's an edge rusher.
Edge rusher.
And when would and if we were to take him, where was he? Where is he projected to go?
I think he's a day two player, somewhere in the second or third round.
Okay.
If we took him at 59, I'd be okay with it. We got to prioritize the offense, in my opinion.
He's an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to look him up real quick. Malachi Lawrence. Okay.
This age also
UCF.
he got pass rushing skills for real, for real. Yeah.
6'4", 253. Hometown Kentucky. 40, ran a 4.5, vertical 40. They have him
like Jonathan
late second.
Yeah.
Late second.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When Cal and Hannah had to open up the checkbook for Will, Daniil was able to come here and cash a couple of checks. Don't be surprised if they are looking for pass rush, because those are some of the salaries that you're going to have to move away from. Daniil is making 40. Now Will contract haven't kicked in yet, but Daniil is on the books, so he's coming at still productive, but coming at the end of his career. So right now, he's on a championship squad, legendary defense, making big money. But this is the year that we win the Super Bowl and we say, hey, congratulations. We'll take that dead cap hit and we have to retool on that edge. So
yeah,
that's a good point.
This is my overall point, and Nitty, I know you will agree with this, especially as it relates to CJ Stroud. If we fast forward to this time next year and we're coming off a playoff run where we see the same CJ Stroud with the limited weapons that we have on the roster right now, is it really CJ's fault that we can't get over the hump when we got David Montgomery and Nico Collins, maybe Tank Dell coming back? We're very limited on offense. We're not scaring anybody, not even in our division that is, not that good. So
okay, I'm gonna
pour into the offense.
I'm gonna answer that question. CJ should, have success, but if he doesn't, the thing that I hate about this thing is that it's too many variables, right? Most of the time when you wanna be able to, judge something for exactly what it is, you want to be able to say, okay, that it wasn't this, that it wasn't that it was, everything was right, and it was just this position that wasn't right. But when you look at, CJ since his rookie year, he came in and Slowick. We blame Slowick, but it could have been the roster. It could have been, just not being, being figured out. I think the Ravens kind of figured us out even in CJ's rookie year. So, maybe we were figured out, but then again, he gets a new OC. And I don't care what nobody say. When a quarterback gets a new OC, and to be honest, I knew that when we even, I was happy that we hired Kaylee because of his background and, what he was supposed to bring to the team. Because, these are things that CJ had actually vocally said that he wanted. But, excuse me, I still looked at it as being bad that, he's still starting over with a new OC. Quarterbacks very rarely find success with a new OC, especially, because we done heard that excuse a lot of times. I can't name the quarterbacks, but there have been quarterbacks in NFL history that just would get a new OC every year and they would just never fly right. You know what I'm saying? They would be like, here, he's on his fifth OC. And you like, man, like, you don't want to see that for CJ, but if he doesn't have success, to answer your question, Doc, if he doesn't have success this year, it's almost like he gonna have a boatload of excuses still. We're not gonna be able to just hang it up on him. You know what I'm saying? It's still, and I hate that because I still feel like certain quarterbacks that they shouldn't even look for the excuses. But if everything shapes up right, which I feel like it will, if this O-line gets right and gives CJ the 2 point whatever seconds that he needs to get the ball off every play, then hey, and he's throwing interceptions and having bad passes and making bad decisions and throwing the ball late, and then we have a problem. But until then, hey, I still, like I say, that concussion, man, and I blame that concussion, so I can't really blame him in those playoff games and all of that. I think he wasn't totally there, but you give him all these months to heal, we're going to see that fresh CJ, and hopefully they can keep him upright.
Let me read something right quick. Let me ask you something. Throughout their careers, one have played 3 years, another one played 8 years. Who do you think is the better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or CJ Stroud?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'm biased. CJ's my quarterback, so I'm gonna say CJ.
Yeah, I'm
What
gonna
you
say
got, Nitty?
man, but Baker got more heart, man.
Okay, so this goes to the point that you was making, Nitty, because I've heard this over his career. As early of 2026, Baker Mayfield has had 8 different offensive coordinators in his 8 NFL seasons.
Yeah, and he's gonna have a new OC next year.
So he's had Todd Haley and Freddie Kitchens in 18, Monken in 19, Van Pelt in 20, McAdoo and Liam Cohen in 22, Dave Canales in 23, Liam Cohen again at Tampa Bay at 24, and Josh Grizzard at 25.
This the question.
Look, man, here's the thing. If the system change, are you cerebral enough to change with the system and still be effective for
That's
that
what I was
team?
about to say. How is it that Baker is finding success with these coordinators in his first year when he run? Because even when he was out there in Carolina, he was doing good with that guy out there.
He should stay. I thought he was going to get it. I thought he was going to get like when he was at Cleveland, he won the playoff game. But they was looking at the Deshaun Watson fruit, and they was like, we can move away from the fruit that was already ripe, but we can move away.
Thank God.
Because Cleveland was set to be a Super Bowl team, and if they would have stayed with Baker, they could have used all that money and resources for other things. They could have been a different whole organization. But what I'm saying is, we can't use that as, not we, but nobody can use that as an excuse for CJ. Like, you got to be willing to change, and are you cerebral enough to change with the offensive coordinators? Now you got a new quarterback coach. Okay, maybe with Gerard Johnson out of the room because he's been with you since middle school and high school, you're finna have new voices in the room. Hopefully that can resonate. That can be a change. Who knows?
But do you think, like, I like what Space Age just said right here, right? Between the ears, right? Which brings me back, and shout out CJ, but it brings us back to the test. I know people hate to bring up the test, right? The test didn't matter. His rookie season, his ability to pick up these new plays and stuff like that. Do you think that that's hampered in any kind of way? Do you think that like CJ is as cerebral and sharp as any other quarterback out there? Like that's not the reason that he's not finding success.
First year as a rookie, he led the NFL with 278 yards passing, 4,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 4. It was something like that. But it was considered one of the best seasons as a rookie ever had. That's first year there, first organization, new to the city, and we're a first year offensive coordinator. Everything from after that should have either leveled off or extended. And it didn't do that. It went down. So I don't think that S2 cognition test of being able to process real quickly, I don't think that's really it. I think that CJ wants to run a offense that was that he had success with at Ohio State, which was more of a vertical offense. And these offense here, the wide receivers, they're running option routes. Every route is different according to whatever the defense schemes up. So he has to buy off into that. So maybe getting Gerard Johnson out of the room, another voice, and maybe he buys off into it. But it's going to be up to CJ. I mean, if they address the tight end, they address the running back room, they address the line. What I mean, legendary defense. Like what else? Like,
yeah, I want to make a point about CJ Stroud. There is nothing in his play on the field that indicates his football IQ is below average. Whatever S2 cognition came out, it was disproved in his rookie year. The Texans, as an offensive system, have had poor operations his entire time. Now, some of that can be on him. It could be a part of his practice habits, but it is also on these offensive coordinators that are ill-equipped. I have not seen a time where CJ's come up to the line and don't know what to do. I have not seen a time where CJ is doesn't know the plays or he throwing the ball because he don't know what play he is in. His natural inclination is to go down the field, and maybe the offense at times is designed for him to do a check down or go underneath, which maybe he made the wrong football decision, but it was not a thing about intelligence. It was about what he chose to do in the progression.
Excellent
So
point.
I totally 100% agree. I just wanted to ask that question because I know people probably thinking that out there. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, man, I think it's just a concussion, man. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yeah, he was a little foggy, but I don't think it was his IQ. Not like he don't know what he's doing. We have seen some poor quarterback play, and I want to remind our fan base who seem to be a Janet Jackson fan. What have you done for me lately? But when we experienced Matt Schaub and his pick six syndrome, we couldn't find a quarterback until 2017. We enjoyed the 4 years of Deshaun Watson, and then we couldn't find a quarterback until CJ showed up. So people need to remember what it's like to be really desperate for a good quarterback play.
Ain't like Keenan, man.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic on that one.
Keenan was a franchise QB, man. No,
drop the mic on that one. Hey, that you're right, Larry. Like we've only had 3 quarterbacks that could lead the team, and I think people forget. You know, when you talk about Case Keenum, you talking about
we're trying to have high hopes in Case Keenum, trying to have high hopes in Brock Osweiler, trying to have high hopes in Ryan Mallett, trying to have
Ryan Mallett. That's what I was thinking about.
You know, when they got that meme of Vince McMahon, and he got him crying, and he's doing the you know what I'm saying,
Fitzpatrick,
and you think about that's what people will be like, hey, Dad, can you tell me what, CJ Stroud was like when in his rookie season? And I'm gonna be honest, it was amazing. I've been watching the NFL for a long time, and to see what he did, it really was historically one of the best rookie quarterback seasons I ever seen. And it spoiled me, you know what I'm saying? And I think it spoiled all of us. And I just want CJ to know this. If you ever come across this show, just by chance, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say that we have a lot of faith in you and we believe in you. And, after seeing what we saw, we have way more belief than we probably, should. That's healthy. But the thing is, we just want to see you be, just somewhere near what you were, because we don't need, the downfield plays every play and all of that. I mean, we're gonna take what the defense gives us, but man, we just need you to win, bro, because I know that's what you want to do. You want to win. So we just need you to win, man. And the Texans have put their foot forward and doing a lot of things to make sure that this team is like led in the right direction. Because let's be clear, some of these players that were picked up, including the O-line, some of these guys are for the short history have been, having injuries, and, they may not play the full 17 games, but if you build a culture, see, you don't understand. If you build the culture, then everybody else is gonna come. Everybody else is gonna follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But everybody is gonna be a part of the program. So I think what Wyatt Teller brings to the O-line as far as culture, Braden Smith, you already got your Ursary, Ingram. Yeah, man, it's just gonna be crazy, bro. So I just think, bro, that we just sit back, watch what happens. Get ready for the draft, y'all, because that's what's gonna be so dope, man. We after we see how this team is put together, then we'll go to. I know I said that we ain't gonna talk about championships and all that, but it all depends on how this draft go Thursday. I might start talking shit early, boy. Hey,
I'm already. So I've been talking my shit before free agency, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This draft go the way we want it to, man. I'm gonna be lit, man, and I'm pretty sure the fan base will.
Players and give me a new play caller, and I'll be excited like that.
Well, hey, I can't disagree, man. Kaylee, you got a lot on your back this season, man, because same thing happened with Slowick, man. We gave him 2 years. So this your second year, man. Your job is dependent on it. But other than that, though, man, this has been a good show, man. As always, chopping it up with my guys, man. Y'all know, sitting here talking Texas with y'all, it's the greatest, because the way that we can debate and bounce ideas off each other, and we don't troll each other and stuff like that, because sometimes when grown men sit at a table and we talk, sometimes trolling, it ain't even about trolling, because at the end of the day, I look at trolling as you are searching for something. You are trying to enrich a certain feeling in somebody. And sometimes when you're trolling, you get what you're looking for. So, sometimes when you're trolling, just make sure that, that when you find what you're looking for, that you're happy with it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I appreciate you guys for always being, intelligent minds that we can sit back and I mean, a couple of times on the show we actually disagreed, but did it come to anybody cussing each other out or anything like that? Nah, man. So shout out us, man. At the end of the day, Texans on 3, and definitely shout out my guy Patton, man. He wasn't able to make the show tonight, but like I say, he's always in spirit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me run my boy
Draft guard activated.
Definitely activated, man, and we definitely gonna be activated all this draft week, man. We might pop up some special shows, man. We might watch the draft. We just got to get with the fellas in the chat and see what's going on. But other than that, though, man, let me give a shout out to everybody in the bull ring of who we couldn't do this thing without, man. And I want to start out with Terry Williams, man. Big shout out to hold on, let me give you your applause, man. I almost hit the wrong, but okay. There we go. Terry Williams, appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Brandon as well. Brandon always in the building, man. Y'all can catch that boy in the bull ring, man. We got Dorsey Spencer. Appreciate you. We had that boy Larry Payton in there, man. Appreciate him, man, for your work in the bull ring. We had a new name here, Carter Sarod. If I hope I didn't butcher that, but appreciate you for tuning in. He apologized at one point on here. He said sorry. I don't know what he was saying sorry about, but hopefully everything's all good, man. You don't have to apologize over here, but appreciate you for tuning in. Space Age, man, we appreciate you too, my guy. And Texas Tangent.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. And I think that's it, man. I think I got everybody. I think I did, man. So once again, man, y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up if you watching us on YouTube, and make sure you hit that heart button if you're looking at us if you're listening on Twitter or watching us on Twitter. And follow, man. Give us a follow and let people know what we out here doing, man. It's the Texans on 3. We up out of here, man. We'll be looking forward to seeing y'all Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3.